Hey everyone, it's day number 2 in Mongolia. We're just getting ready to go on a tour and see a national park and then visit this gigantic statue of Genghis Khan. It's another beautiful sunny day, but it is a lot colder than yesterday. It's negative 16 Fahrenheit right now. So we're definitely going to bundle up and wear some of our warmest gear today. Before we get on our way, we wanted to give you a quick room tour. We decided to treat ourselves and stay at the Shangri-La. We read some negative reviews about this hotel, with some people stating that it wasn't a proper Shangri-La, but we thought the building was beautiful and we really enjoyed our stay. For $320 a night, we got this spacious room with a comfortable bed and a pretty nice view. This hotel had 3 restaurants and all the amenities you would expect. The staff was also very nice too. Alright, so we're suited up, so let's head down to the lobby and explore the rest of Mongolia. So I actually mixed up the itinerary in the beginning. First, we'll be driving an hour and 15 minutes into the countryside to the Genghis Khan statue. Then we'll be visiting a nomadic family in their Gars, and lastly, we'll go to a national park. About 45% of the population of Mongolia lives in Ulaanbaatar, so once you leave the city, it's much more sparsely populated. Finished in 2008, the Genghis Khan Statue complex cost about $4.1 million to make, and is the world's tallest equestrian statue. The cost of admission is $6, but this was included in the price of our tour. The visitor center underneath the statue has 36 columns representing the 36 Khans from Genghis to Ligdan Khan. The visitor center has a few exhibits, along with a gift shop and a restroom. The walls are decorated with artwork that's also mostly for sale. But we were here to venture up to the top of the statue. This 40-meter tall statue was built here because, according to legend, this is where Genghis Khan found a golden whip. Constructed of stainless steel, this statue also points towards the east, where he was born. While Genghis Khan isn't always seen in the most favorable light throughout the rest of the world, he and his descendants are revered throughout Mongolia. The views from up here were beautiful, and it was definitely worth braving the cold to come up to the top. And if you want to pay to ride a camel or get a picture with an eagle, you can do so in the parking lot. Next, we'll be visiting a nomadic family who are currently living about 40 minutes away from the statue complex. Mongolia is home to one of the world's last surviving nomadic cultures, and about 30% of the population are nomads. As part of the tour, this nomadic family welcomed us into 2 of their Gars and were nice enough to share some of their traditional Mongolian milk tea and snacks with us. Each Gar has a wooden frame that's covered with felt, and nomadic families will typically pack up and move their Gars about 4 times a year. It was freezing outside, but these stoves kept the Gars nice and warm. A lot of tourists will spend a night inside of a Gar, but we decided against this because we thought it would be too cold. However, we probably would have reconsidered if we had known how well these stoves worked. Our next stop on the tour is Terrell National Park, which is only about a 15-minute drive away from where we met the nomads. One of the most famous sites here is Turtle Rock, which is this rock formation that looks like a turtle. Legend has it that a king hid some treasure near Turtle Rock, and paying it a visit will bring good luck. The park also has a temple which is open to visitors, and the price of admission was included in our tour.
Another cold adventure up the hill there. Number?
Yep.
We're gonna make it.
I think we'll make it. The temple was built in 1810, but later destroyed during the religious purges in the 1930s when the Communist Party came into power. Thankfully, it was rebuilt in the early 2000s, though. We're at the last stop of the tour today. We're hiking up to that temple. It's cold, but it's bearable. We're getting through it.
Reached the top of our little hike, and it's a stunning view. Get to this mural here. Hey, what'd you think? It's cool. Literally freezing cool. No, it is amazing, the view here, and there's hardly anyone around.
The path up to the temple is lined with inspirational Buddhist quotes, and it took us about 15 minutes to get to this point. If you come here, beware of pickpockets. They wear suits.
Red ties.
Red ties, so watch out.
How you doing? You good? Oh. That fear of heights not kicking in, you okay?
The temple sits atop a staircase consisting of 108 steps. And I'm sure you just heard my wife mention that I'm afraid of heights, so the prospect of climbing all the way up was a little daunting. But the view from the top made it worth the effort. Despite the Communist Party's best efforts to eradicate religion, today about 50% of Mongolia's population practices Buddhism. After making our way down from the temple, it was time to make the hour-long drive back to Ulaanbaatar. No trip to Mongolia is complete without an outing to the countryside, and Terrell National Park is a great destination for those who, like us, don't have loads of time to explore the country, but still want to see more than just Ulaanbaatar. I also can't speak highly enough about our guide. We booked this excursion with Nomadic Hospitality Mongolia, and our guide went above and beyond to ensure that we had a great time. My wife also ended up leaving her hat in his car, and he was nice enough to come by the hotel the next day and drop it off. We're back at the hotel now. We had a great day outside of the city. Our guide told us about a different show that we can go to tonight to see some dancing and maybe some Mongolian throat singing. So we're going to catch a taxi there right now to see if hopefully we can get lucky and see some cool stuff tonight. That's right, we decided to try our luck again at seeing another show. We were both cold and exhausted, but today was the only day this week that this show was being put on, so we forced ourselves to head out into the city. There was a lot of traffic, but we ended up making it in the nick of time, although they only accepted MasterCard, so we had to pay with cash. But we were really glad that we made it. The show was fantastic and presented a number of different aspects of Mongolian music and culture in a compact show. And they even had throat singing. We just finished up with the show. It was great.
It was really, really interesting.
Really interesting. We're
yeah, we loved it.
Waiting for our taxi right now. We're hoping that he comes back. He's supposed to come back.
There was definitely a bit of a language barrier earlier. Neither of us understood what the other was saying, so we're hoping he's returning, but we're not quite sure.
Yes. Otherwise, we'll have to walk, and it's feels like it's negative 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. That's what Laura's phone said.
It's minus 22 Celsius. Feels like minus 27, so a little bit cold.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We made an arrangement with our taxi driver to pick us up after the show because hailing a taxi in Ulaanbaatar can be very difficult. So we're walking back taxi never showed. It's about a 45-minute walk back to our hotel, but unfortunately I did not bring any of my winter gear. Wearing my jeans, my light jacket, but I do have my gloves and my boots on, so we'll see how it goes. I didn't wear any of my heavy-duty winter clothes because I didn't want to be too warm inside of the theater, and the taxi was supposed to pick us up after. So it's about 15 minutes later. The journey continues. It's really fun to see the city at night, but it is very, very cold. I really wish I had my winter gear. My wife is telling me that my face is an unnatural shade of red. Yeah, he looks in danger. So we had an extra face mask with us, so I'll probably put that on now. So we're making progress back to the hotel. Frosting up here. The face mask has really made a big improvement, but we're making our way. I mean, it's very cold. I am very glad that I brought my proper winter gloves with me. It was a kind of a last-minute decision. Last night I just wore a thin pair on our little trek around the park. They didn't really do much, but these proper, you know, ski gloves have been a lifesaver. And here we are, home sweet home. We're glad to be back now. That was definitely an experience. I think we're gonna get some dinner now. Yeah. So with that, we'll warm ourselves up. We're gonna warm up and we're gonna sign off for now. So we'll see you again later. I guess we'll see you again soon. Whatever. It's too cold for this right now. I'm not delirious. That'll do it for this video. Make sure to stay tuned for the last video in this series on Mongolia, where we'll show you a bit more of what Ulaanbaatar has to offer. Yeah, take my time here. I'll just go with my foot.